What's up, guys? This is Caruso from Caruso's Gaming Reactions, and I'm back with another video. This time I'm going to be reacting to Lynn response to Aries Spears for calling out Kevin Hart. And prior Murphy did have writers. Here's the deal. Let me set this up for you guys. Basically, there are a couple of comics, or at least a few comics, out in the mainstream comics are hating on Kevin Hart, and have been for the last few years. Mike Epps is one of them. Aries Spears is another one. And there might be a couple of others too that also hate on Kevin Hart. But I noticed that a lot of them seem to be coming around. Basically what's happening is Kevin Hart right now has the keys to the city. When, he does these movies, he's got all this stuff going on. You know what I mean? He's like the hottest comic on the planet right now. And he's like everything. It's like how Eddie Murphy was when, Beverly Hills Cop and all this other stuff was coming out. It's the same thing. It's just in a modern era. And Eddie Murphy had people who hated him too, believe it or not. And so did Pryor. But here's the deal. The thing that Aries keeps arguing, which is a stupid point, I really do hope he sees this video. The thing that he keeps arguing is that Kevin Hart has writers. And because he has writers, none of the stuff that he does is authentic. That is a very stupid and ignorant argument. Now, Aries Spears knows that Paul Mooney wrote for Richard Pryor, wrote some of his stand-up for Richard Pryor. And so a lot of people say, oh, no, he wrote a TV series. No, he wrote stand-up for Richard Pryor. And comics do that. All comics, a lot of the comedians and things that you see that do stand-up, they help each other out. Kevin Hart was talking about a story where him and Chris Rock was down at a comedy club, I believe the Comedy Store, and that night was like one of the biggest nights of comedy by accident. A lot of people showed up. Bill Bellamy, Jerry Seinfeld. There were a lot of people there to do work on that craft, and they kind of helped each other out. Dave Chappelle walks in, Kevin Hart and Chris Rock are sitting at a table. And when Dave goes up, Chris Rock and Kevin just ball up their material and throw it away because they needed something better just to compete with Dave. And I just think that comics do play off each other, and in some respects they are in competition. But Aries Spears is dead wrong when he talks about that what Kevin Hart's comedy is not authentic. It is most certainly authentic. And Aries Spears, you contradicted yourself in that interview that you did with these people, because you said that you take cues from other comedians. Like, for instance, you said Jamie Foxx out of the Foxhole, when you seen him do all of those different voices and how right on the spot he was in his timing. Well, that's somebody you aspire to be to. You aspire to be that good. That is a person in your life, or a person that you see that you will aspire to be. And I know it's not the same as writing, but you're still taking cues from somebody else. You're getting help from another comedian. So don't act like you just out here you just Mr. Creative, okay? And I love your comedy, but man, please stop this. You're much too smart as to be doing this. You would be much further ahead if you kept your mouth closed. Shut up. Talking about you keeping it real. You keeping it real broke. Anyway, let's just react to this, because I don't want to make this a super long video, but that's just been annoying me for like a little bit of a while now. So let's go.
You showed me what Aries said.
The whole thing with the stand-up was, if you got guys writing for you, should there be an asterisk near your stack?
What's been one of the things that people said about Kevin that like bothered you, that you can recall? I think you mentioned like Aries' comments and...
Yeah, Aries, Mike Epps, what's old boy?
Cat. That's right, I forgot about Cat Williams.
Wasn't funny though. Cat he might have, I don't know. But TK
Kevin Hart eviscerated Cat Williams. Cat Williams already apologized for that, by the way.
Who do you think is funny? Who are you watching when you're at that level? Who are you watching and saying, well, this person should be in their place other than yourself? Dave Chappelle don't do that shit. Dave Chappelle worry about what Dave Chappelle got. Chris Rock worry about what he got going on. It's the people that maybe they feel threatened or they upset that Kevin took this #1 spot. But you are a top comedian. He don't have to be funny to you. He has to be funny to the masses. People don't understand that if you do a comedy show and there's 500 people there, if you make 250 people laugh at a 500 people show, you realize how much laughter that is? You killing it. If you make half the audience laugh, you killing it. That's a lot of laughs.
That's deep. I never looked at that.
Yeah, and everybody not gonna laugh at every joke. You got a couple big jokes that maybe you get 90% of the crowd laughing. Then the other jokes like he laugh at this, he laugh at that. Then laughter's contagious. Sometimes you might laugh at just other people laughing. You part of the experience. So people criticize Kevin a lot because of the writers, and I can't say this enough. He has 2 writers. One of them is our host, that's Joey. Another one is Harry Rashford, and these guys, Kevin's material is coming. It's coming from him. They sit in the back. They might record it, and they add a couple lines here and there, like try it this way. But this is all his shit. He hosted a show at Mohegan Sun a couple years ago. This motherfucker did 40 minutes freestyling. And it was good. He was the best on the show. He was hosting the show. He had Keith Robinson performed. One of them older white guys from New York comedians. I think maybe Margaret Cho was on the show. It was like some random well-known comics. He was the best freestyling, hosting. I guarantee you, if he went to the Laugh Factory tonight, he'd get on stage and do 40 minutes to an hour just talking. And Kevin has a great memory. He has a great memory, so he'll think something and he remembers it. He'll get up there and do it. Even when it comes to acting, he look at his lines a couple times, like, all right, let's go. So, you showed me what Aries said.
My whole thing with the stand-up was, if you got guys writing for you, should there be an asterisk near your stack? If you're supposed to be the artist, if you sitting there and you got your thing of clay, and you as an artist have to mold this clay and shape it and do it and get it to where when you finally finish, this is the piece of resistance. This is museum ready. That's you. You did that. But if you molding this clay and it's kind of there, but ain't there, and somebody goes, hey man, do this to it. Whip. Now you took what they gave you and you did that, and now ta-da.
What is the problem with that?
So if that's the case, then Michael Jackson shouldn't be the king of pop.
That's right. Because this song,
Mary J. Blige shouldn't be the Princess of Soul or whatever the fuck they call her, and Aretha Franklin, all these people that had writers.
That's right. That's exactly right, now.
And if you want to go to comedy,
that's exactly
Richard
right.
Pryor had writers.
Yep.
Eddie Murphy had writers.
Yeah.
I don't know if Martin ever had a writer, but when it comes to black comedy, our 2 greats are Eddie Murphy and Richard Pryor. If you look at Raw, you'll see that Keenan Ivory Wayans and Robert Townsend wrote some of Raw.
Yes, exactly.
Now on his first special, he probably wrote that himself, but when he got bigger and he needed help and he had this level of expectation, he had people help him. Paul Mooney used to write for Richard Pryor, from what I hear.
Oh, that's the truth.
Writers. So, how is this any different? He still has to get up there and execute, and the difference is they probably use writers for actual content of their set more than Kev does. So if you're going to criticize Aries Spears, you got to criticize Richard Pryor. You got to criticize Eddie Murphy. You got to criticize Michael Jackson. You got to criticize all these people who had writers, no asterisks next to their name. Exactly. You still got to be able to get up there and execute the shit. Exactly. So at what point do you say, I need to work harder? Or maybe I need to get some writers too? At what point do you say that instead of saying, "Oh man, he only doing this because of this"? Well, the shit is working for him. So why don't you figure out what works for you?
Exactly.
People spend too much time worried about what somebody else is doing. That energy could be going towards your career.
Out here pocket watching.
So
Aries tripping,
for
man.
him to do an interview,
And so is Mike Epps.
I mean,
nigga, just worry about you.
first of all, even
really,
currently, Kevin is not the only comedian that has writers. I'm sure there's probably a bunch of white comics and whoever else that has writers. And then also what he said is bullshit, because just being a comedian, if Aries Spears was performing right now at the Improv and there was a bunch of comedians who's cool with him watching his set, and he do some jokes, and then you laugh, like we always thinking like, yo, that shit was funny, try this. He's a tag for that. Comedians give each other's tags all the time.
Yes, exactly.
So if he can sit here and say nobody ever gave him a tag on the joke,
he's lying
and made his joke better, then I would think that he's a fucking liar if he said that.
Yep.
That's hard to believe.
Yep.
So maybe you didn't pay them for it like Kev did, or maybe you don't have people around every time you start creating a special to do this, but you can't say that you don't feel comfortable, somebody shouldn't feel comfortable taking credit for a big joke or a big laugh because somebody gave you a tag for it. At the end of the day, why do you care?
I wanted to think that, like, if Kev wasn't to succeed, does that help elevate them?
No.
Like, if Kev, like, disappeared, does that mean that now...
Hell no!
No, because they were before Kev.
Yeah. That's right.
The only person that start off hot, fall off and come back was Lil Wayne. Who else done that shit? Ain't no comedians doing that.
Yo, Naeem laid down the smack down on Aries. And that's exactly right, bro. Aries is dead wrong. A lot of comedians get tags. A lot of people, they get help. You know what I'm saying? And I don't understand why Aries is doing this shit. Unless he just straight up hating. And that's exactly what it sounds like. The same with Mike Epps. Cat Williams done apologized for his comment because he realized it was just stupid. Shouldn't have said it in the first place. And then Mike Epps is just hating. Mike Epps is a talented comic himself. There's no need to call out somebody on nothing, bro. And who gives a fuck if you think if Kevin is funny? You know what I'm saying? Bruh, please. Anyway. If you like my reaction to this video, make sure you smash the like button, subscribe, and share. I'm Caruso for Caruso's Gaming Reactions. We'll see all of you in the next video.